Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 6 of distance learning. Today, I recorded my voice narrating these slides because I thought maybe that would be a little bit easier than reading everything. So you can read along. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I'm just going to basically tell you what I would be saying, just like if we were in the classroom. So first of all, I hope your projects are going all right. If you are doing an oil painting like me, that's great. If you are doing either an acrylic painting or a drawing of some sort, that's great too. Really, the most important thing is that you are doing something. So I know not everybody was there on March 13th, Friday, when we packed up the oil paintings. So you have the option to do something else. And if you have been reading through these slides, then you know that, and hopefully you're working on something else so that I can give you credit for some type of artwork. Today I'm going to talk more about what the next phase will be for the oil painting, but if that is not what you're doing, I'll modify it for any type of painting, or else also a drawing or a colored pencil drawing or something else. It doesn't really matter as long as you are still doing some form of artwork, just so that you're still growing as an artist, even if you're not on the project that I thought you would be on right now. So if you're working on the oil painting, you need to have your underpainting done, and your first layer of paint should also be done. This week, we're going to start concentrating on thin layers of value throughout, adding more highlights, shadows, areas of detail, and that applies regardless of if you're using pencils or colored pencils or any type of paint. So what you should have is kind of like the first couple layers of your project done, and now you're getting down to the more specific detail areas, which means we're getting closer to being finished. So if your painting or your drawing was a sandwich, you are starting to work on the more interesting parts of the sandwich. So the bread, which is not that interesting, is done. And now we are starting to do the bacon or the cheese or the tomatoes or whatever the part you like the best. So what we're going to do this week is just layer. You still don't want to get too thick with your paint yet. So you always want to put down thin layers and then build up on top of those thin layers. And the same applies to a pencil or colored pencil. So starting with thin layers and then pressing a little bit harder the further you get along. Some people brought home liquid. Not everyone did. So if you brought some home, come back to this slide and read it on your own. It just tells you what to do with the liquid if you have it and if you're ready to use it. So what I would like you to do this week is look at your photograph that you're working from and then ask yourself, where are the darkest areas? Where are the strongest highlights? Where are the mid-range values? And then start to concentrate on matching those areas so that your light, medium, and dark values all match the actual photograph. And then what do you still need to do? Or what parts are you putting off because they look too hard? What details will you add later on? That's all of the things that you will start to think about this week. Here's me. I took my painting outside because it was actually sunny, and I sat in my yard and painted. I only had one color, just shades of red in my paint tray, so I was working on this bottom section down here. And I did it wrong, which I knew it was wrong even while I was out there. I put too much ice cream in there, which I'll show you now. So if you look at the photograph that I'm working from and then look at my painting, it's not right. Not even close to being right. There's way too much going on down there. I think I'm just gonna try to fake it or try to fix it somehow. But I was running out of paint and daylight yesterday, so I left it the way that it is. I'm going to go in and put my cone color in down here. And then once I get that done, I'll see if I can come back up here and figure out what to do with this mistake that I made. I can probably make it work though, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Here's an artist that I just wanted to show you. He's Dutch, which is why his name is written out in a way that we don't usually see. It's pronounced Yalf. So his first name is pronounced Yalf and his last name is pronounced Sparnai. He does hyper realistic paintings of food and then also other table related objects. And they are gigantic. So I thought you would enjoy seeing the artist himself next to one of his big paintings. And so his style is considered hyper realistic. Here's another one. And actually, Eleanor Sloan did a painting almost just like this last year that I'll share with you later this week that is phenomenal when we were working on this project. Here is a salad painting. And his style is known as hyper realism. That term pretty much means that he exaggerates the details so much that it starts to look like the painting or a drawing, this could apply to drawings too, or sculpture, are similar to a high definition photograph. So it's like all the details are taken and then exaggerated so much that it's like you're looking at it like with an HDR lens over the image. Here's another one. His work is really beautiful. These are paintings, obviously, oil paintings. And these are hyper-realistic sculptures. So all three of these are by a different artist named Dwayne Hansen. But I just wanted to show you that hyper-realism doesn't just apply to paintings or drawings, but can also apply to sculpture too. So these look like real human beings. If you were standing in a gallery next to them, you would feel as though you were standing next to a real person. I've seen these in person before, and it's like standing next to a person, but they're sculptures. And I'm just showing you these. Don't worry, I don't think your paintings are not going to look like this. I mean, if they do, that's wonderful, but that's not what I'm expecting. I just wanted to show you because Yalf Sparnai paints food and he makes it look beautiful, unbelievable. And I just wanted to show you that. So no pressure. Don't worry. That's not what yours is supposed to look like. It's just something for you to learn about. Here's some more. And another one. So here's what I would like to do this week. On Wednesday, if you're in 4th period, or on Thursday, if you're in 5th period, I want you to take a picture of your project. Like take the whole project first, and then I would also like you to take 2 close-ups of different detail areas that you're working on. So if you could get a little closer, or else just crop the picture of your project a little closer so I can see that you are also doing detail areas in 2 spots, that would be wonderful. So that's what you'll do this week. That will be your progress check. I will also upload some just supplementary things for you to read or just interesting things that you might like this week too. But your assignment is the progress check for Wednesday or Thursday. Okay? That's it for today. Talk to you in 2 days, I guess, because I don't see you any. I don't see you at all, but I don't see you every day anymore. Oh well. All right, guys. Have a great week painting. Email me or send me a message in Google Hangouts if you have any questions. Bye.